Well, g'day Spurs fans, Paul here, Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And I've got some exciting news. I'm going to chat a bit about Sonny in a minute, but Steve Perryman will be back on the channel this Wednesday evening, 9 PM UK time, which is 6 AM Thursday morning Sydney time. And wherever else you are in the world, I'm sure you've got the means to figure it out. For you young people out there, which there ain't many watching this channel, which I think is pretty cool actually, but everyone's welcome. Steve, over 800 appearances for Tottenham, 2 FA Cups, 2 UEFA Cups, 2 League Cups, a goal in every season that he played for Spurs from 69 to 86. And I was fortunate enough to be there for the last couple of years and see him play. And he's a good guy. He did a podcast a few days ago, which was great to see. Very sporadic podcaster, a man after my own heart, just does it when he feels like it. So I don't know what we're going to talk about. We were intending to do this before the start of the season. After a few transfers had happened, but stuff gets in the way, and I'm glad actually we're doing it now after we've had a good performance. We smashed Everton 4-0, so I know as far as I'm concerned my sort of outlook and viewpoint is a lot more positive than after the 1-1 draw with Leicester, even though I thought it was a good performance. Winning's winning, man. You got to be in it to win it and have some fun. So, it's going to be fun, man. It was great when Steve was on last time, which was, I think it was last December. At that stage I was in Tottenham, New South Wales, which is a small town of about 500 people in the middle of nowhere, which is a great place to be. And I didn't get the stream going quite well because I was using different infrastructure, but I'll be doing this from home, so I'm hoping it'll be all sweet as a nut. So Steve Perryman coming on the stream this week. Now I was having a look at the highlights again of the game against Everton, and one thing that really, I didn't mention this in my review because I forgot, but I'm noticing a lot of fluidity with our team at the moment, and I think it's still a work in progress. But it might just be me not knowing much about football. But I like getting surprised when I'm watching a game and seeing players popping up in different positions. To me, that's kind of the purest style of football you can have, where you got 10 outfield players, but they move and adapt and cover each other and strengthen areas where the game requires it. And you can only do that if you've got a team full of football brains. You can never do that if you've just got rigid tactics. Like 4-4-2, you don't step outside of your 10-metre sort of zone of control or whatever. And one of the players I really noticed this about on the weekend was Son Heung-min, our captain. That after the first game against Leicester, some people were saying he was going missing or he can't cut it anymore. And I didn't think that after the Leicester game. And I don't think that after the Everton game. I swear sometimes I just think people are watching a different game of football to me. But my case in point would be, well, look, where I saw Son playing on the weekend, I saw him playing, supporting Destiny Udogie at left back, supporting Pedro Porro at right back, left wing, right wing. He seemed to just cover every blade of grass, and I'm telling you, and I've seen players when they get to the leggy stage of their career where You know, there's a period in a footballer's life where they learn the game. They can see things before they happen. I mean, you can do this in any walk of life. Like when you get good at something, possibilities open up no matter what it is. And you're not consciously thinking about what you're doing. It just happens. Your brain just takes over. And I've seen that period where players start to slow up a bit, but because they know the game so well, they can get another year or 2 or 3 or whatever out of their bodies before their bodies no longer serve the purpose of playing the game. Which I can imagine for a footballer would be bloody tough to deal, because you get into that point where you know what you're doing and you just can't physically do it anymore. And I tell you, if Son's legs were on the way out, there is absolutely no way on this earth, this ball of dirt, that in the 77th minute, when Van der Ven got the ball on the edge of his own box and sprinted hell for leather up the middle of the pitch, you look to his left, Son Heung-min was ahead of him the whole way. Now, of course, Van der Ven had the ball, so it's going to slow him up a bit, but he was still going at a fair pace. I mean, I was watching him, you were watching him, whoops, as I throw my device around, you were watching him, he was still going pretty bloody quick. And there was Sonny, not only keeping ahead of him, but had the composure and control to nutmeg Pickford at the end of it all. So, you know, based on that, after all he'd done in that game, right at the death, to put in a sprint like that and score a goal, there's a lot of gas left in Sonny's legs yet. A lot of gas. So I ain't worried about him at all. I think it's really quite unfair, some of the criticism he cops. I don't get it myself. I don't get it. I think he's a superb player, and he has been for Spurs for, 10 years. How long he's got left, who knows, man, but I see no wavering at the moment. Players can't do that when they're buggered. He can. So I think the future is looking pretty good for Sonny. Very nice to see. So he was one of the players I picked out as running an awful around an awful lot of the place, and I think that's where we're heading at Tottenham. That's what I like to think. It's no football team actually, I think, really truly gets to the nirvana I'm talking about, where positions are irrelevant. But great sides get close to that mark, or great sides in my mind that I find to be entertaining get closer and closer to that state of perfection. How far Tottenham Hotspur will get on that path, I don't know, but I think it's absolutely fantastic that we've got a coach in Ange Postecoglou that appears to me to be going down that track. Now, a lot of it gets simplified by people. It's the internet, man, or media. As soon as 2 or 3 people say something and it catches on, it seems to become the truth. So, phrases like 6, 8s and 10s, that seems to be orthodoxy now. And then as far as Ange's tactics, because people can't figure out what he's doing, apart from them being quite insulting towards them and saying naive, they're always focusing on the inverted fullbacks. Well, what about Sonny? What was he then? He was all over the pitch. What was Van der Ven? Going up the middle. The inverted fullback thing, I think it's just one thing. And in a way, I'm quite glad that people are focusing on something, that one component, because I think they're going to be surprised when we start hitting them up the arse with a few more goals this year and having a bit of success at Spurs. So whether other managers in the league are clever enough to go toe-to-toe, I don't know. I'm assuming that they know what they're doing. But as far as fans concerned, you just keep, especially opposition fans, you keep focusing on inverted fullbacks. You keep doing that, and you're going you're going to take the eye off the ball and make yourselves look pretty silly, because the quad's still on at Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to win something this year. I don't care if I'm wrong. I love living the dream, man. That's one of the great things about being a football fan, no matter what your club is, you know? Don't matter. It's the dream. It's going out and winning games, which we did. We're unbeaten this year. I think we're going to have a nice year. I think another difference between this year and last year is when Van der Ven's leg went backwards and I had flashbacks to Chelsea, and I think, oh, come on. But it didn't happen. Maybe just as last year, things didn't go our way. Some of it was external forces, some of it was our own doing. Maybe this year we'll get a bit more rub of the green and make less self-inflicted wounds. And if we do that, who knows what can happen this year at Spurs. Anyway, I'm on my way back to the mechanic to pick up the car. Till next time, folks, peace and love, man. Calling you Spurs.